Hey YouTube, welcome back. So still got the capstan blue going in my 129 Series 3. It is 9mm filtered. So I just kind of talked about the different Virginia blends that I'm exploring in my last video. But I wanted to talk about the pipes I'm going to be using, and kind of in the same way, I've got three main blends. It just so happens I have three main pipes that I'm using, and then a few kind of additional ones that I'm working in. And I guess the point of that is, you know, I do find blends can smoke differently in different types of pipes, briar versus corncob. And, you know, I'm not going to say that the shape per se makes a difference, but different pipe shapes have little different specifications. So, you know, it might be bowl size, it might be how long the shank is, you know, these little differences that might affect, you know, how a blend actually tastes. So, I'm trying to work in different ones. Just to see what the differences are. So, like I said, Series 3 129 is 9mm filtered. I think it's the only 9mm filter one I have. But I do enjoy these pipes. I do find a lot of times the flavor is more, we'll say, accentuated. That's debatable. Some people say the filter takes away. I find the filter kind of focuses the flavor. Now, that's not my experience with every 9mm filtered pipe. In some cases, I feel like I'm tasting the filter. But these Savinelli Series 3 pipes, I don't get that at all. I get a very true flavor. So that's why I wanted to work this one in. And I am enjoying the capstan blue. I'm not going to rank anything right now. I have an idea, but it's very early on. This is very early, so. Anyway, the first pipe, this is one of the main ones, I would say. Missouri Meerschaum Mark Twain, straight, obviously. Straight, very nice corncob. It's one of my oldest corncob pipes. And I hadn't used this for quite a while until recently, and I got it out and I was using it on the Orlick and 507C, and wow, I found, you know, not that I had any doubt, but it just reaffirmed that this is an excellent smoking pipe. So I wanted to keep that in this I don't want to say competition, but whatever, competition. So the second pipe is Savinelli 128 Oscar Tiger, and this is the smooth one. Now, I did get this one a little while ago, intending it to be a Virginia dedicated pipe. Now, my original intention was to break it in completely with Virginias. I didn't end up doing that. I actually used Prince Albert, Haunted Bookshop, Granger, blends like that I normally tend to break pipes in, just like a good burley based blend. I find that works well. So that's what I did here, and part of that was because brand new, I did find this pipe smoked a bit hot, and it is said that Virginias tend to smoke a little hot. So being a brand new pipe, and I didn't want to push it too far, it was getting pretty warm until I built up a little bit of cake on the bowl. So, but since then, still has a long way to go. It's just getting broken in, right? Just building a little bit of cake. So, This is a 6mm balsa filter. Well, balsa, I do have some charcoal filters. I prefer the balsa filter. I just find it's a better draw for me. Now, this is interesting. So when I first kind of had this idea to do kind of this deep dive on Virginias, I wanted to get a pipe that would be Virginia specific, a dedicated Virginia pipe. And looking around, I have another 128 Oscar Tiger rusticated. It's actually right here. And I was like, okay, I like the 128. It's kind of a medium-sized billiard. I was thinking about getting that. I looked at like the alligator finish. Was interesting. And then I found the 127, which the 127 is the same pipe, just with the saddle stem. And I thought, wow, that's really nice in the Spring series, which is just like, you know, light brown stain bowl, black stem. I saw Uncle Willie had one in a video, and I thought, that does it. I got to get it. Well, I waited too long. By the time I went to order it, it was out of stock. So, and I kind of put that idea on the back shelf for a while. Put it on the shelf on the back burner for a while. Looked around. Finally settled on the Oscar Tiger Smooth, which, you know, I have to say, this is kind of Bing's favorite like, although it's not nearly as long. You'd probably have to have another inch or two of the shank to put it in that territory, and I considered the Bing's favorite. Bowl on that's a little smaller. I don't know. One day I'll probably end up with a Bing's favorite. But I thought that would be kind of a good, and that was the original idea. Like, that would be the only pipe, but I wanted to work in some others. So the one I just added this week, and it was always in my mind that this would be part of this, is this one here, the Savinelli Roma Lucite 315. It's their Prince shape, and I have a Rossi 315 in the Rubino. That was my first 315, and it really turned me on to the shape, made me a fan. How it came to that was there was a lot of talk about the 320. Now, 320 is a great pipe, and I was going to get one in the Series 3. Never did. And looking back on it now, it's probably a larger pipe than I would actually enjoy. They have a pretty large bowl, and they have the 321, which is smaller. But I don't know, I was perusing the internet as you do, and saw some pictures on eBay, and the way some of these angles, I saw one picture and I'm like, you know what, that looks like kind of a long, slim 320. So that did it for me. I got it, and I'm like, yeah, this is a shape I really enjoy. So I got the Rossi, and it wasn't long after that I started to get into the Savinelli pipes, and I got this one, and just the bit's so comfortable, it fit me right. I'm really a fan of this pipe, and one of the first blends, in fact, when I ordered this pipe from the Pipe Nook, I think I got the Stratford, and it was GLP Stratford and Peterson Sherlock Holmes, which is another Virginia blend, but I'm not including it in this series only because I think that has some kind of topping on it. It's pretty light. I think the tobacco itself is fairly sweet. It has some type of topping, and I'm really trying to maintain kind of a natural flavor profile for a lot of these. You know, a tobacco with a topping, a flavoring, or whatever. You know, it's going to taste a lot like the flavoring. So again, I don't think I talked about like Peter Stokeby Luxury Navy Flake. Now, I have some, and I may include it a bit, but that does have a rum topping, so I mean, it tastes kind of like a rum, a little bit of molasses, so I might work it in, but it's not one I'm focusing on. Anyway, back to the pipes. So I became a fan of the 315 shape rather quickly. because I was getting just so many good flavors out of like GLP Stratford, and I kind of put that down to this has a fairly wide but shallow bowl. Now it's a bit deceiving. You might think it's a small bowl. Now this is still designated KS, so king sized bowl, and you know it probably smokes a little faster than some, but honestly, you know, this is a good, the 128's a good medium-sized billiard. I probably get about the same amount of time per bowl. It's just under 1.5 inches in depth by what they say like 0.80, which is almost the same as this. So I don't know. I felt like that that wide, shallow bowl allowed, you know, when you first light a bowl, you kind of get those initial rush of flavors, and I really felt like, well, maybe you're lighting a little more surface area, so that's allowing more flavor in. I don't know. Anyway, my experience with this was really good, and I do have a bit of pad going on, eyeing another 315 that when I get it, I might have to work it in. We'll see. I'm not totally decided yet, but yeah, probably so. But anyway, I threw this one in. Now this one, I've smoked a lot out of this. Not aromatics though. Basically burley-based blends, the GLP Stratford, other Virginia blends. So more of kind of a non-aromatic profiles. Okay, so those are the three main pipes I'm kind of focusing on. Besides that, I have my Stanwell 45 pot. This is just a really good smoking pipe. Just working this in to have a non-filtered pipe in the rotation. See how that changes the blend a bit. I mean, typically I find that non-filtered pipes, there's a little more harsh, ashy taste, a little more, you know, you get that little bitter ashiness, basically. I'm trying to change that, because some of that's just mental perception, but I came to that realization without knowing it. So I was smoking like a 9mm filtered versus this same blend, and I was like, man, the pipe doesn't taste as good in this. And I thought, well, maybe the pipe is dirty. But that was my conclusion. So that's why I mainly use filtered pipes. But I'm trying to give the non-filtered ones another go, just to see, you know, what it does for me. So beyond that, I already showed this one. This is the Oscar Tiger 128 rusticated. This is a really nice pipe. This has become mainly an aromatic dedicated pipe. But every once in a while, you know, I'll go to this one and I just want to use it. So I'll put anything in it. And I don't get a lot of ghosting. You know, sometimes there is. You know, I've had Briarworks Cherry Cobbler in this. That'll ghost a little bit. Other aromatics, obviously, they do ghost a bit. But, you know, after a few bowls, even within one bowl, sometimes, you know, you're not tasting that anymore. So just as one to, like, I have called this my codger pipe because I'll put anything in it, pretty much. And then another one here, just to have another corn cob. This is the Naked Finish Diplomat. You know, just to have another one in the rotation. Again, cobs are great. They're great for tasting different blends. So, you know, I want to have a good number of options without overwhelming myself. I mean, obviously, I do have other pipes I may use throughout those, but those are the three main ones, and then kind of the ones that are in my rotation right now. So, all right, well, I'm going to finish up this bowl of Capstan, and appreciate you watching. You guys have a good day. Take care. Have a pipe. Take the time. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye now.